¿Cómo están? Soy Naitsa y esto es Soulcalibur 6. He notado que últimamente he tenido problemas con el micrófono en los videos míos más recientes debido a que estoy grabando en Streamlabs. Y el problema es que durante casi todo el video el audio de mi micrófono se escucha adelantado al video. Lo que estoy haciendo ahora, intentando de arreglar este problema, que no sabré si funcionará hasta que me toque editar este video, es que en Streamlabs subí los frames por segundo de 30 a 48, a ver si eso ayuda en algo. Espero que no me dé frame drops, espero no tener ningún frame drop en ningún momento, pero bueno, a ver cómo sale esto. Y también ahora estoy usando por primera vez mi micrófono nuevo que me llegó la semana pasada. Para ser más preciso, hoy estamos a 11 de abril de 2021. Que quién sabe, a lo mejor usar un micrófono diferente podría arreglar el problema. En verdad que no sé, porque realmente no me voy a dar de cuenta, como dije, hasta que me toque editar el video. Que no sé, si esto no funciona, pues supongo que tendré que probar otra cosa. Anyway, vamos al gameplay. The Fading Light. While searching for information on the cursed sword, the name of a mansion in the British Empire came out time and again. Perhaps I could find some clues there? With that in mind, I set off. I heard rumors of a place in the British Empire that might have something to do with the cursed sword. When I arrived, I found a ruined mansion. Out of courtesy, I knocked before entering the seemingly abandoned building. Inside, I found all portraits, mejor dicho, on the walls and furniture covered in dust. When I reached the central courtyard, I heard footsteps. What do we have here? A guest? It has been ever so long. Are you a friend of Lord Valentine? May I inquire as to your name? Wait, ¿acaso aquí iba a estar Rafael? The man spoke politely, but he had a dangerous air about him. I gave my name, careful not to take my eyes off him. Oh, how surprisingly candid of you. My name is Fiddler. Since you've come all this way, I feel I should tell you a bit about this place. This was once the estate of the renowned merchant and noble Lord Valentine. See that crest? It once adorned the prows of merchant galleons in harbors from London to Venice and the world beyond. He was brilliant, but sadly grew erratic not long after he began his research, mejor dicho, into the alchemical arts. His wit faded as his obsession for something called soul edge grew. He squandered with his fortune and died of sickness along with his beloved wife. And now, well, see for yourselves what has become of his legacy. He had an exceptionally beautiful young daughter, but no one knows what became of her. Some say his madness transformed itself into his daughter's curse. Anyway, I believe I've amused myself enough for today. Sir, be a dear and help me flank this fool. I glanced over my shoulder and was shocked to see a woman dressed in Eastern garb standing right behind me. It looked like this fiddler had been buying time until his partner showed up. Amy? No, not Amy. You're as cowardly as ever, Fiddler, but you were wise to wait for me. You see, friend, this is our... oh, what do you call it? Secret base? Yes, that sounds right. Now that you've seen us, we simply can't let you live alive. You face number 8, Fiddler the Butcher now. I'm known as number 5, the Breaker. Let's do this. Okay, you're gonna lose. Bien, vamos a ver. To victory! Ready? ¡Ah! ¡Rayo!
The soul of a warrior
Yes,
now
I know
lays
I
here
got.
to rest.
But I can always have a rematch. Let's go.
Fight! You! Repent!
Eternal beauty!
Oye, este es más fácil, la más difícil es la tipa.
Fight!
Tira para adelante.
No escape!
Oh. Hizo caso.
Mine. Won't lose. That's it.
I won't
Digo, ¿a qué? ¿Decías? Not bad. I'm impressed you could hold your own against both of us. Although I have managed to hold off their attacks thus far, these two were incredibly skilled fighters. I was considering just how to make my escape when a shout rang out from somewhere in the house. Hey, stop playing around, you idiots. Number 3 is almost back. A large man wielding a giant sword appeared in a window at the top of the mansion. Next to him stood a crafty-looking old man with a monocle. If Shylock comes back and sees us held off by this peon, he'll kill us for sure. Bilk, Greed, lend us a hand here, if you please. There was no way I'd survive if my opponent's numbers grew further. I made a split-second decision and bolted for the exit. How long I ran, I don't know. It didn't appear that I was being pursued, but I thought it wise to not stop until I was far, far away. I don't know who those people in the mansion were, but they were too good to be mere thieves or bandits. And now that they knew my face and my name, it would be in my best interest to never go near that place again. Curioso lugar. Ok, ahora me voy por acá. Oh, bandido.
stands in your way.
Okay, a bandit leaped out of nowhere to block my path. I had no choice but to fight. Wow, un simple bandido se enfrenta a mí con una espada tan pequeña como la mía. ¿Qué va a hacer este? No para nada más, eso no va a detener. Know your place. Bueno, continuamos. Arrive at destination. Perfecto. Footsteps. The sorcerer. I arrived at the tavern long after the sun had set. The place was loud and lively. A table of tipsy young folk played cards. A wizened old lady nursed a mug. A barmaid giggled with a customer. But what caught my eye was a well-built fellow at the end of the counter, drinking silently. He surveyed the room, an occasional smile forming on his lips. I made my way through the throngs of people to the counter. While I was waiting for my drink, the man slipped up to me and began to speak. Evening. You're a different sort, aren't you? It seemed that the man had noticed me too. I asked him what he meant by a different sort, and he smiled. My hobby is people watching, you see, so I get a kick out of finding people like yourself who are a little, well, unusual, shall we say. I pulled back, not wanting to get involved with this shady character, but he carried on talking regardless. I met me another different sort the other day, que diga. A white-haired fella with strange golden eyes. Geralt? He was covered in scars, posiblemente sea Geralt. So I thought he might have been a rough sort, but turns out he wasn't bad folk. Interesting to natter with too. Said he was looking for a sorcerer. He wanted to know if I knew of any of that sort. Well, I just told him about the old lady across the river, the one who knows a thing or two about medicine, you know, the witch of the oak. When he came back the next day, he wasn't happy, said, "Damn it, don't need some old hack who can lance a boil, need someone who can open a gate, or know someone who can. Tell me where to find them, now." The Sheik. Apparently the white-haired man just shrugged and left when he found no answers. So, you know, as a person of a different sort yourself, what do you think that guy's deal was? He's from a world of magic. He's a witch hunter and a troublemaker. He's not. I don't think he's a troublemaker. I think he's from another world, right? I mean, he is. Porque Geralt de otro juego, o sea, un guest character. Haha, I like the way you think. Besides, I can see it. Certainly was funny enough, that one. But whatever he was, he looked real serious. Like he'd never had a laugh in his life. Yep, tiene que ser Geralt. The man seems to suddenly remember something, and pointed to a table of card players. He told me they had card games where he's from, too. Asked me what sort of rules we play by here. Boy, was he ever clever. Picked the game up in seconds. Cleaned me out in a twinkling, too. It really was like magic, ha! The man continued to talk for hours, flitting from topic to topic with seemingly no intention of stopping. Ok, so que solamente tenía que hablar con ese tipo y ya, más nada. Creía que me iba a encontrar a Geralt, o me lo encuentro más adelante. Pues... al parecer no, pero por lo menos tengo un trofeo. Anyway, vamos para acá. ¿Qué hay aquí? Schwarzwind, Salia en Landau. ¿Cómo se pronuncia eso? En verdad no sé. Palabras en inglés raras. Eso mismo. I traveled into a black forest in search of Schwarzwind's hideout. Eventually, I came across an old castle lit by torchlight. What kind of crew would hold themselves up in a place like this? And why? I could see light shining through the trees from deep within the forest. It appeared as though the information I received earlier about the location of Schwarzwind base could be trusted after all. Several young people were gathered in front of what looked to be the headquarters. As I approached the building, paying no mind to the frosty stares of the sentries, I happened upon a tall young man seated on a wine barrel by the entrance. Who the hell are you? I told the man about my encounters with Salia, and what she had instructed me to come here. Oh, so you're the one that stopped those two clowns. Glad you came, the name's Landau. We're looking forward to you joining us. It seemed the man misunderstood the reason for my coming. When I tried to ask him what he meant by joining, he quickly stood up. Alright chumps, let's give him the usual treatment. Wait, what? Oh, I see, so this is your usual treatment. Alright. Oh. Nah, what the hell?
You ready?
Hold on. Ahora faltan dos. Mata en tu cara. Oh, perfect, nice. Ya voy contra Landau, que creo que tiene el mismo estilo de pelea que yo. Oh, rayos. Diable. especial.
Ready? On my honor.
Yes, le di.
Be gone. This is it. Farewell.
¿Cómo es que eso no lo mató?
Need help?
El tipo está duro de verdad. Pero, como quiera gané. Phew, you're pretty good. You're almost as good as I am. And only Siegfried's ever bested me. We could really use someone like you. Hold up. ¿Siegfried? ¿Ellos conocen a Siegfried? ¿Acaso Siegfried viene para acá o qué? It appeared this was some sort of crude initiation. I was about to explain to him that he was mistaken about my reason for coming here when I heard a voice call out from afar. Landau, what are you doing? This person is not a new recruit. Huh? But you said the other day that you found a good one. This is him, right? I mean, he's really strong. All I said was that it would be nice if he joined us. I never said he was actually going to. Huh. Oh, that's what you meant. Ah, I'm sorry for putting you through that, then. I'm so sorry that another member of our group has caused you more trouble. I told her I didn't mind and once again asked her about Schwarzwind. ¿Cómo se pronuncia eso? Schwarzwind. Schwarzwind is a group of like-minded individuals gathered under the banner of our commander Siegfried. Oh, nice. Quiero conocer a Siegfried otra vez, por favor. Truthfully, at first we were little more than a band of thieves and misfits that meddled in the affairs of the corrupt aristocrats and merchants who had a strange stranglehold on the population. One night, under cover of darkness, Schwarzwind attacked a group of knights returning from a long campaign. Siegfried led the charge, overwhelmed their commander, and slew him. As if the heavens were celebrating his victory, the moonlight shone on the face of the man Siegfried had triumphantly killed. That commander was none other than Siegfried's long-lost father. The realization that he had murdered his own father destroyed Siegfried. Oh. ¿Acaso ese es uno de los muchos pecados de los cuales Siegfried habla tanto? After that, he disappeared, and we still don't know where he is. I can still hear the grief-stricken scream he let out that night. Oh. But I believe that he will return someday, and it's important for us to be there for him when he does, because without us, he will have no one to return to. And that's why we're working as mercenaries for the people here, while of course still operating as Schwarzwind. Salia's feeling is fitting in as our leader while Siegfried is away. But leading this kind of life can be pretty boring at times, so some members go off and do their own thing. That's why we thought it would be nice if you join us, you know, as a way to raise group morale. I told them that while I was honored, I would have to turn them down. I was on a quest of my own. Just to let you know, the reason we told you about our base here is because we know you're strong and we feel we can trust you. We thought we would show you this place and invite you to join us after telling you more about our group. Once you complete the quest you're on, please come back. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, you're always welcome here. Ok, nice. Primero me atacan entrando a un lugar abandonado y ahora me dan la bienvenida en otros, aunque eso se siente nice. Bien, ahora voy a donde se Salame. A ver qué pedo con él. Echoes of Fate, Journey's Dawn. Okay, I visited the ruins of an old port town in pursuit of a rumor about the evil seed. There I found the man who had saved me once before. The rumors were true. The port was abandoned, and no signs of life could be seen among the empty shells of buildings and the ruined docks. Something drew me to search the desolate streets. I walked for several minutes until I reached an open area, and standing there was Soulcalibur. As you have known you would appear. I stated the rumors about the cursed sword and the evil seed reach you. Very well, we shall speak, but first... Soulcalibur lifted his hand, gesturing to the ruins around us. Where before I had seen nothing, I now noticed twisted creatures skulking in the shadows. The color of their skin, their movements, they were certainly not human. With ghastly cries, they raised their weapons and shambled toward us. Those beings are bound here by the evil that corrupts this place. They feed on the souls of those drawn here by rumors, and raise their fallen victims as new members of their foul horde. And now they wish to feed on you. Yeah, well, I'm gonna kill them all. Ok, un tipo con el estilo de pelea de Nightmare. Ya, fallo. Quiero que esta también pueda hacer eso, pero no sé cómo se hace. Ahora faltan dos. Vamos, rayos. Wait, estos son undead, o sea, no son los portales esos de Soul Edge. Astral Features, creo que se llamaban. So, que entonces son unas criaturas diferentes. Tengo entendido. Oh my god. Oh. Cabo que había. Muérete. Yes. Ya lo acabé. Skadoosh.
Ready?
Yes, finally. Once I destroyed the twisted creatures haunting me, Soulcalibur began to speak as though nothing had happened. Around 30 years ago, the cursed sword slept in this very place. This was also the pirate Cervantes' base of operations once he came into possession of the sword. Oh, so que ¿será que esas personas se convirtieron en undead porque Cervantes antes estaba ahí? ¿Será por eso? ¿Tendrá que ver algo con Cervantes? But Cervantes' days were numbered. The blade was shattered by a Croatian warrior blessed by the gods, Sophia. Unbeknownst to her, she had only destroyed half of the cursed sword. How? Because with Cervantes as its owner, the sword had become one of a pair. Okay. Soul Edge transforms itself to fit the character of the one who wields it. Cervantes used a pair of swords in battle, and the cursed sword happily split into two to better serve him. That changed the very destiny of the sword. The desolate port town, poisoned by the sword's influence, gave Soulcalibur's words an extra weight. Where we stand now, in this very spot, the young swordsman Siegfried claimed the remaining sword. When he did, the evil seed sprang forth. It is as yet unclear what created the evil seed, and why some, such as you, were affected. It is clear, however, that the fates of many were changed, resulting in the world as we know it. Fate deals its hand without prejudice. Soulcalibur's voice slowly quieted, until at last he was silent. After a few moments of contemplation, he looked up at me. Enough talking. There is nothing here for you now, nothing that will change your fate. What was Soulcalibur doing there? I had no idea. Perhaps, like me, he faced an inescapable fate. Ok, where to now? Bien, yo me voy a ir para acá ahora a ver qué hay aquí. Bandidos otra vez. A bandit leaped out of nowhere to block my path. I had no choice but to fight.
Fight! Come on now! You!
Perfect. Didn't stand a chance. Oh. Tengo una nueva espada. Level 35. Espérate, ¿de qué nivel era mi espada? Ah, ok, también level 35. Pero puedo elegir entre la Gram o la Calabur. Me gusta más la Calabur. No sé, creo que la Gram se ve medio rarita con los spikes. Se ve cool, tengo que admitir que se ve cool, pero no sé. Me gusta más la Calabur. So que me quedo con la Calabur y dejo la Gram ahí. Anyway, sword swing feelings shared. During my travels, I had encountered a man who wielded a giant sword. I wondered as if he was the secret fellow Salia and Landau had spoken of. I was musing over this when I overheard someone mention that Swordswind was camped not too far away from the village in which I was staying. Okay. I asked where exactly Swordswind had set up camp, then hurried over. Once I arrived, I was greeted by two familiar faces. Oh, hello Salia. Naitsa, it's been a while. I didn't expect to run into you here. So what brings you around these parts? You finally ready to become a member of Swordswind? Salia had an air of calmness about her now, while Landu seemed to have grown into a veteran mercenary. After exchanging pleasantries and learning of recent happenings in their lives, I told them of my encounter with the man who I thought might be Siegfried. What? Where did you see him? What's he doing? Did you talk to him? Salia became flustered and bombarded me with questions, but Landau was able to calm her down. Easy Salia, Naitsa's gonna tell us. The two listened intently as I told them of my encounter with the man on my way toward Osterburg Castle. He was carrying a large sword about the length of his body, and although he seemed fine when I spoke with him, he called himself Nightmare and wandered off, seemingly tormented by something. Yeah, there's no doubt about it, that's him. What the hell is that guy thinking? We're his comrades, we're here to help. Actually, now that I think about it, he was never the type to open up to others. I guess he hasn't changed in that regard. I can't take it anymore. Siegfried has always kept everything to himself. He probably has no idea how long we've been waiting for him to return. That's it, no more waiting. We're going to hunt him down and bring him back ourselves. Right, Lando? Salia. Yeah, and once we find him, I'll be sure to give him a good smack upside the head. No, I'll be the one to smack him. I'm afraid you'll go too far and ruin that nice face of his. The two of them laughed and bumped fists. I sincerely hoped Siegfried would eventually realize how much these two care for him. Wishing both of them well, I left their camp and continued on my journey. Ok, so que eso era más bien como que solamente la lectura y ya. Yo quiero saber qué es esta cosa roja que está aquí y cómo llegó a ella. Porque creo que tengo que ir para acá para continuar la historia, yo creo, pero no estoy seguro. Bueno, no sé a dónde ir. So que me regreso para acá súper lejos. A ver qué pasa. A ver si ocurre algo. A ver si progreso en la historia. So, let's go. Yes. Yo sé que voy a encontrar uno que otro motivo por ahí porque el camino es súper lejos, o que no me extrañaría. Anyway, abandoning live out of nowhere to block my path, I had no choice but to fight. Let's go. Oh. No puedo bloquear por aquí.
Ready?
Quédate en el piso. Otro bandido más. Es perfecto que me estén saliendo estos bandidos porque literalmente me están dando más experiencia. So que qué bueno. KO. Oh, Gram level 52. Ahora sí lo voy a cambiar. Por el nivel nada más. Ahora sí que lo voy a cambiar. Bueno, vamos a terminar. Oh, rayos. Toda la espada de Ivy. Ok, ya terminamos. Gram level 49. Cool, pero tengo uno de nivel más alto. Por cierto, estoy notando que algunas armas que me gano tienen un jueguito azul o un jueguito rojo al lado. Eso tiene que ver con los Spirit Scales. So que si cojo uno con jueguito rojo me hago entre comillas malo. O estoy mal interpretando lo que significa eso. Y al Octagonal Roll level 11, ¿para qué yo quiero eso? Para venderlo será, si es que se puede. Al fin llegamos. Bueno, déjame cambiarme el arma. Oye, ¿por qué esto no me deja cogerlo? Higher level required. Oh, so que tengo que ser del mismo nivel que el arma para poder usarlo. Pues está bien, entonces cojo al 49 primero y después cojo al 52. Ok, pues está bien, no problem. Okay, raging fire, flowing water. While resting up in a town, I ran into Xianghua and killed him. Xianghua was keen for us to stay in the same inn, but I could sense she was hiding something. Is that you, Naitsa? Hey, over here! A voice called to me from the throngs of people. When I looked around, I saw Xianghua leaning out of an inn window, waving at me. I could see Kili by her side too. With Xianghua shouting to me the entire way, I entered the building. When I sat down, she immediately leaned over the table. I can't believe we ran into each other. Stay and eat with us. Let's catch up. Xianghua explained that Kili was accompanying her back to her home in Beijing. I promised to once I'd fulfill the purpose of my journey, and so now we return. We're staying in the rooms upstairs for the night. Oh, I know. Why don't you stay here too, Naitsa? It's getting late after all, and there's so much to talk about. Come on, how about it? Well, it wasn't like I had plans to stay elsewhere, so I accepted. Early the next morning, I heard a knock at the door to my room. Naitsa, are you awake? I know it's early, but I have something I need to ask you. Xianghua told me to follow her, so we walked towards the edge of town. I have a fight today that I must win, no matter what, so I want you to be my last sparring partner, Naitsa. Normally, I'd ask Kili, but I can't this time. Please say you'll do it. Okay. So that was why Xianghua wanted me to stay at the inn last night. I could hardly refuse her request, so I readied my weapon. Thanks! Okay, let's do this. Let's go.
Battle 1.
Porque eso para brillar. Xianghua se ha vuelto más fuerte, o soy yo.
Battle 2. Fight.
¡Diadre! Pero cójalo easy, Xianghua. Ok.
understand.
Ready?
¡Ay! Siempre dice eso.
Just kidding. How's
Ven
that?
acá.
On my honor.
¿Es en serio?
I can do this.
Ya, no te quiero. Damn, eso estuvo algo intenso. You really are good, Naitsa. That was exactly what I was after, and I even managed to think of a new trick I can try. Back at the inn, as I was preparing to leave, Kilik and Xianghua came over to see me and told me they were heading off too. We had been walking along the road together for a ways when Xianghua suddenly stopped and turned towards Kilik. Okay, Kilik, it's time for a fight. The winner gets to decide what our next pact is. We're doing this now? Yup, Naitsa's here, right? That means we have a witness. This must be the fight Xianghua said she had to win. Kilik slowly nodded, his expression one of concern. Very well, but I warn you, I won't hold back. The battle between the two warriors began. Estaría super cool ver una escena ahora. Pero estaría super cool. Pero supongo que eso no va a pasar ahora. Their weapons struck at each other with blinding speed, sending sparks flying with every blow. Strike, parry, riposte, they fought like two dancers, each in tune with the other's movements. As the fight went on, Kilik began to gain the upper hand, perhaps sensing her disadvantage. Xianghua lunged forward with a desperate thrust. Da! Kilik seemed to read her movement and deftly parried her strike. He raised his staff to deliver a telling counter-strike when suddenly he stopped. What? This is where I win! Xianghua unleashed an arcing slash at Kilik's midriff. He tried to regain his balance in time to block, but it seemed to be too late. Yeah! Ah! In a flash, Kilik landed a blow on Xianghua that sent her flying. Oh, oops, Xianghua, I'm so sorry, are you okay? Luckily, my sword took most of the impact. If it had not though, it sounded as though she'd managed to block just in time, even though she had lost, her skills still amazed me. Sí, pero aún así yo quería ver una escena super cool y super épica, no simplemente texto y ya. Ah, rats, and I gotten up early to practice too. Kilik helped Xianghua to her feet, and she dusted herself off. That last strike of yours, I had to admit it, but that was amazing. Usually when we fight, it feels like you're holding back, but when you hit me with that last move, it felt real. So I guess I'm pleased about that at least. Xianghua. Thanks for acting as a witness, Naitsa, and for the sparring match too, of course. Something still bothered me about the fight. You want to know why I stopped before the final exchange? Well, Oh, I can explain that. See, I cheated a little. Wait, what? Looking slightly ashamed of herself, Xianghua held out her hand to reveal a fragment of a jewel. She'd used it to reflect the light into Kilik's eyes. Hehe, truth is, Kilik gave this to me. How on earth was she able to calculate the exact angle with which to position the jewel to aim the sunlight at a moving target so quickly, and during such an intense battle no less, was mind-boggling to me, even if she had planned to do it in advance. You won, Kilik, so you get to decide the next pact we make, once we get home anyway. Very well, Xianghua. I had no idea what their pact would be, but I had no doubt that they would keep it. Well, I guess that's the end of that. Y ya soy nivel
surges in
21.
your body.
Bueno, y eso es todo por este video. Espero que les haya gustado. Si fue así, pues os dejo un like, eso lo agradece mucho. En confianza pueden escribir un comentario abajo. Y recuerden que también pueden encontrarme en Facebook y Instagram, links en la descripción. No olviden que estamos intentando llegar a los 100 suscriptores y que estamos súper cerca de llegar a esa meta. Y que cuando lleguemos a esa meta, vamos a hacer algo con una sorpresa para ustedes. Así que suscríbanse y compartan para lograrlo juntos. Y como siempre, nos vemos hasta la próxima y cuídense.